This is great.
I gotta tell you again, I'm proud of you. I'm a fan. I'm happy for you. Like,
thank you, bro.
I got my starstruck shit or some real shit sitting there with you, so it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, we were both on the same time.
Real talk. I'm happy to be here, bro.
Now, y'all was having a conversation that sounded very interesting earlier.
Yeah.
Old Queen shit.
Yeah,
old Queen shit.
Old.
Where y'all want to start?
I think it started at talking about Hype Williams. Hype Williams shot his first video. Hype Williams' first video was Mike Geronimo's video.
So you broke Hype Williams into the music industry is what we're saying. The way we look at it in the hip hop world.
I mean,
yes, you're Queens nigga. Take the credit. Yeah. If you don't, ESSO will take the credit.
That's my nigga. The new TK Kirkland.
It just all unfolded that way, so
yeah.
I guess that could be said, but shout out to Hype.
Respect. Shout out to Hype. Shout out to Ralph McDaniels.
Yeah, Uncle Ralph.
Yeah, because he sent them over there in confidence that he was going to take care of that.
Uncle Ralph always was in my corner. Shout out to Uncle Ralph. Like, he always was in my corner. What I love about Uncle Ralph, he didn't like just look at me like, okay, you another one coming through the door.
Right.
Like, he did some real shit for me. Like, you know what I mean? And even after that, like, in terms of my well-being, like, he's really like Uncle Ralph, so I love him. I can't thank
salute
him
to Uncle
enough.
Ralph, man. God bless.
Yeah, real talk.
Let's start from the beginning.
What's up?
Where does it start at? For Mike Geronimo, where does it start at?
You mean like the when the it all popped?
Is it Blunt Records?
No. Before that.
Oh, before
How
that?
How did you even
Records?
get there? Because there's a lot of unsigned artists. There's a lot of artists who got dreams to make it one day, and you know they might be in certain positions that they could relate with you, but can't see themselves there yet.
Right.
And you made it. So where
I
does it
would
start
say,
at?
bro, or some real shit. Like with me, it was always some weird shit. Like this shit was never nothing I was like after or asked for or nothing. Like it didn't happen that way with me. Like I grew up with Large Professor, shout out to Large, but Large was like literally the first person I knew coming outside of my crib. You know, so like I said before, you know, when we was coming up, you would always have that person, your mama would be like, who you outside with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'd be like, Mom with Paulie, or that's what we call him. So like, I'm with Paulie and I'm with Van.
Right.
Van, Carmen's sister, Nas' daughter's mother.
Yeah.
So Large and Van were literally, and my man J. Raff from Lost Boys, all three of them was, if I told my mama I'm outside with Paulie and Van and JJ, that she'd be like, all right, you can stay out till, you know, the street light come on.
Right.
So that's what I knew. And then, you know, we lived in the same neighborhood. My mom's passed away. My mom's, my uncle, and my man Jamal, they all died like in '86.
The same year?
Yeah, the same year.
Wow.
So
my condolences.
I appreciate it. So I ended up moving from Colden, from Wastelands.
Right.
But you know, fast forward, home is always home. You know, so now I got, you know, I turned a teenager. I'm like,
when you
15.
moved, who did you move with?
Oh, I was everywhere, bro. Like at first, I mean, my pops was there, but my pops, he was going through his own shit, you know, and he was like, he was a cop, he was in the military, but that shit rocked my pop. So he kind of had to get his feet, you know, figuratively back on the ground. So
how did you take it?
It's funny you say that, bro, because I think now I understand myself more than I understood myself then at that time.
Right.
So I would say, like it started with my aunt. My aunt got killed in a car accident on Christmas Eve. A drunk driver was on the Van Wyck by Shea Stadium, and his car jumped the divider.
Wow.
And sheared.
And hit her head on.
Yeah, sheared the roof off her car. So, I mean, that's just crazy because it was Christmas Eve and all of that shit.
Right.
So, you know, you gotta understand, like, I'm like most of us, like, big family from down south that migrated to New York, so we was tight-knit, you know,
Right.
so that rocked us, but during the period of my aunt's wake, we started to notice my mom's eye started like floating. And I was like, yo, your eye looks kind of cockeyed. And my dad was like, yeah. And then, long story short, she went and they had diagnosed her with cancer, with a tumor. So and before that, she was super lit. Like, she worked for Ebony Magazine. She was like the top ad executive at Ebony Magazine. So as a kid, she was taking me to the Waldorf Astoria. Like, Ebony used to do like fashion fairs, some shit like that. And I'd have to go to Saks with her, get my little 3-piece suit. And,
Oh,
you
you
know,
seeing
so
all the fly shit.
all the fly shit. I was
Yeah.
seeing as a shorty because of my mom. So once she got sick, that cancer shit, it'll tear you down like gradually. So her speech started fucking up and all that crazy shit. So, but still, I don't think I was allowing myself to process it. So I would just go, she was like up here at New York Hospital, I think that's where it was. And they started doing the chemotherapy and like you do biopsies and that shit tears your body down crazy. But I would just go and try and get her to build her vocabulary up and you know, all that shit.
How old were you at this time?
I want to say I was maybe 9 going on 10, 10 going on 11.
Wow. So it was kind of something that's hard to process at that age anyway.
But I don't think I did. I know I didn't because, like I said, I'm older now. So, and then someone I talked to about it, and they helped me get to the things you subconsciously do that you're not really aware you're doing.
Right.
So I was just doing what's known as stacking, which means you may go through something, but you just internalize it, you compartmentalize it, you push that shit down. And that's just your way of surviving, coping.
Right.
And as he was going through that, my man Jamal, God bless, like he was one of my best friends. He took my bike from Little League practice and ended up getting hit by a van on a Van Wyck. So now we was all like, okay. And that hit all of us. That hit Paulie, that hit Lodge, that hit like the whole neighborhood. Cause, you know, you got your little sets and your little crews that all rock together.
Right.
And like that was my man every day. We on the monkey bars, we in mischief, like, but he gone now. So I don't think I even processed that. And then my mom's finally passed away, I want to say June 11th. She passed away on June 11th. And it's ill because Lodge is the one who told me now, he's like, you don't understand, when your mom's passed, like the whole neighborhood, it was like a black cloud. Cause my mom's was like good with everyone. And she was hardworking. My dad, he was there, but you know, when he wanted to be, I'm gonna keep it a buck. He was in and out.
Right.
You know how that go.
Yeah. Being a cop, I can imagine, like, at that time.
Yeah. And
coming from the army to service, right?
Yeah.
And they be dealing with mad trauma.
Yeah,
Facts. Yeah,
How many years was he?
Wasn't nobody saying PTSD back then?
No, his PTSD, I'll get to that. Like, his PTSD thing didn't start. He actually was in Vietnam.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, he was in Vietnam. He was in the Korean conflict, Vietnam, and the first Desert Storm.
Like man, wow. You gotta understand, like, I used to be around them war vets.
Yeah, me too.
And them dudes would, like, you know, some of them would go take advantage of the women. And crazy story I heard, some of them would put razor blades in their joint. So, and he got,
They would do
devious things.
And
it's war.
It's war.
Yeah.
It's
so mentally, for him to come back.
Back then they just called it shell shock.
Right. And
they didn't have no
they
real
didn't have
diagnosis
a term for
into
it.
it.
Right.
Just shell shock.
But you gotta keep bearing. I'm a shorty, so I don't really know about mentally what you going through. Or,
right.
You know, so my mom's died, and then you go through all that shit, like, you know, the family being in conflict with my pops, and they was concerned, and, you know, my mom's had, you know, gave, I guess, what she wanted for me. Because, you know, she had me in private school, and there was certain things she wanted me to stay on in that lane. And
Right.
I think she thought rather that my dad wasn't going to be able to keep all of that shit going. So I ended up going with my aunt. No, I ended up going with my Uncle Bill, rest in peace. And I didn't really want to go with him. But I wanted to really go with my Aunt Pat and my Uncle John, because me and my cousin John was like birds of a feather. So if I had to leave the block,
Right.
that's where I wanted to go. But it was sad, like, you know, I had to leave what I knew. I had to leave Wasteland. So I ended up from there in Jackson Heights. My Uncle Bill lived in Jackson Heights, but then he passed away. He passed away from AIDS maybe 5 months after I went with him.
Damn.
5 months.
Yeah.
So by the time you turned 10, you had already been hit.
Yeah, like boom, boom,
times,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
Wow.
But still, my G, like, I wasn't...
Never going through it. Never processing.
Yeah, I wasn't processing it. I was just like... I think at that point I started saying to myself, all right, that's just how it is. You know, so... But that's a lot of trauma to deal with.
Right.
And I don't think that I never really... Like you said, I never acknowledged it.
Right.
I just had to keep going.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.